So everyone's going to build an EV3 robot, and you're going to compete on this board. Every match is 2.5 minutes long, and it's 2 red robots against 2 blue robots. Your robot will start for the first 30 seconds in autonomous. So just like you use Mindstorms to program, have you used that?
Yeah.
Okay, you use the Mindstorm software to program in autonomous. The game starts with these rings right here, and your robot has to start in this box. Your goal is to take the rings and either push them into the pole, and that gets you a few points. And once you push them in, the referees will take them away so they're not in your way, so you can keep on pushing them. You can also pick them up and stack them. That's worth a few more points. You can take these same rings and put them on this peg for more points. And keep in mind, they're lined up all along here, and there's a few more spread out across the board, so you're not going to run out. So that's a few points. You can work your way up to here. And if your robot's tall enough, you can climb this little ledge, and you can place it right in the middle. Now what's special about this one, it's obviously worth more points than all the others. You're fighting against the other team. Right now we only have half the board. So this is the red side, and the blue side is the exact same thing but mirrored on the other side. So the blue robots will be doing their thing over there, the red robots will be down here, and they'll be fighting over this one in the middle.
Owen, that's only for autonomous.
Oh.
So autonomous,
Yes.
you only are on your side of the board, but when you go to teleop after 30 seconds, you actually have to score your rings on the other side of the board.
So, I'm sorry, yeah. Autonomous is just on your side in this area. You can't do this in autonomous. Once autonomous is over, the first 30 seconds, then you pick up these joysticks. And you don't have to worry about programming the joysticks. That's taken care of for you. The joysticks, it's a PS2 controller if you ever played that. There's 2 joysticks that move your robot around, and then one that moves your arms or attachments. So once the 30 seconds is over, you have 2 minutes to drive your robot. You have to cross these bridges, and then teeter-totter back and forth. Or you can go through the middle, and you have to get, well, the blue rings start down here, and the blue robots have to come across, get the blue rings, and bring them to their side. So let's say we're red robots, and there are rings on the other side of the field. We have to pick these rings up and bring them back, and we can either lay them there, place them in there, place them in the middle, just like we could in autonomous. But there's an additional part that happens only in teleop. If you're able to put a ring there, and one right here, there'll be more rings here, and they'll actually get dumped. So the referees will go like that, the rings will fall onto the field, and then they'll get reset, and your goal now is to pick them up and put them back on, and that's worth an incredible amount of points. It's really difficult, and if you're all first year 4-Hers, awesome. You're probably not going to want to focus on that. If you're up to the challenge,
Sounds like a challenge.
it's a challenge, so you can go for it. But keep in mind there are other ways you can go for there, you can lean it against it, and you can go for those. Does that make sense so far? Any questions?
So you have to put a 3 of this.
You can, so each peg...
I mean...
to unleash that, yes. So does anyone know what the fair theme is? Every year the 4-H fair has a theme, and this year it's Unleash the Green?
No, unleash your passion.
Unleash your passion. So that's where the idea behind this came from. Once you fill up the box here, the rings get unleashed to show your passion.
So this challenge is called Unleash the Rings.
Unleash the Rings.
Wait, so the first half is just programmed?
The first 30 seconds is pre-programmed. So that's where it's usually pretty simple because autonomous mode is hard. So robots are probably going to drive over and push a few in, maybe they'll push 2. And then after 30 seconds, the robots will stop, you'll pick up the joystick and you'll start driving around. And that's where you can play defense. That's where you go across the other side of the field, and that's where you try and score in the boxes here.
Can you push them in there, or do you have to put them
On these, yeah, you can, this is called a leaner. You can put a leaner on any one of the pegs that are your color, but not in the middle. Any questions?
The other way you can unleash the rings is by putting 3 rings on a pillar. That also unleashes the rings. So there is a PDF form with all the rules, and Mike O'Connell, who has come in a couple times, he's the one who kind of created the challenge. So one of the nice things is, as you're practicing and working, to look through the rules and go through them, because there are a lot of little details like that.
We have meetings every other week.
So there's a list. So we have the next